Today on Teach Me How to Vegan.
A newer idea that's not just rolling it in something different is green bean casserole fritters.
Yes. And this was a friend of the very close friend of the family. She used to do this when I was growing up. And she would take the green bean casserole and mashed potatoes and mix them together and make a little fritter out of them and pan fry them and fry them up a little bit. And they're very, very tasty.
Mm-hmm. And you've totally done these
I
before.
have. But see, it's also now it's rare to be able to even get to do those because everybody just likes the green bean casserole on its own. Like that doesn't get old for our family. Like we run out of the green bean casserole before I can make these fritters now.
Yeah. Welcome to Teach Me How to Vegan,
A podcast where we explore how to switch to a vegan diet.
I'm Tony, a health educator, fitness instructor, and plant-based eating program manager for Animal Protection of New Mexico.
I'm Mickey, a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and vegan cook who likes to play in the kitchen.
Our family stopped eating meat in 2007.
And we went vegan in 2016. Now we like to share with others what we've learned.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get started.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us as always. So today's episode, we're talking about leftovers.
Specifically holiday leftovers.
Right. So we're going to share some glorious ways to repackage your leftovers so that they are just as good the first time around. Some of us like to just reheat a plate of leftovers.
Yeah, that's me. The first batch of leftovers, I just reheat a regular plate. Just all the...
Just do it again.
Just do it again.
Round two.
Round two,
three,
yeah.
or whatever round you're on. And then sometimes we just want, maybe you have so much mashed potatoes, you just don't know what you're going to do with them. And you just cannot have another serving of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
For example, we got some ideas. So if you've got leftovers in your fridge, even if they're not holiday leftovers,
yes,
you can still...
Hopefully this will help.
Tune in and get some ideas for repackaging leftovers, especially if you got some picky eaters in your home or people who are not into the leftover thing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You can cook something new and they don't even have to technically know it's leftovers.
That sneak attack. So for the holidays, we typically have a roast of some sort, and usually it's like a turkey kind of roast. In the December holiday, we sometimes have a ham as well. But most of these recipes that we're talking about, we're going to be referencing sort of Tofurkey and the turkey style roast. And then we have sort of the traditional U.S. sides for most of our holidays. So mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, stuffing, sometimes some yams or sweet potatoes. We've got rolls. Sometimes there's a cheesy green bean casserole as well. And what am I missing? Oh,
that's pretty much it.
Nope. Hello, New Mexico green chili.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A huge pot of green chili. So when we talk about repackaging our leftovers, those are the kinds of leftovers that we are traditionally starting with. But get creative with whatever your leftovers are. See how you might be able to repackage them. A lot of our suggestions are sort of repackaging, but they're really yummy. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I still feel like the ideas that we're going to present can relate to any set of leftovers.
Agreed.
Because a lot of them will go good together. And, so if that's not what kind of leftovers you're working with right now, think about how if they might go together in some of these ideas. I still think it still translates well.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. But we just wanted to upfront say, our start point is this and yours might be different, but start where yours are. Because I mean, some people have like collards and mac and cheese and some other stuff. And I think all of that, like the leftover pie. Oh, I do think those will be good in some leftover pie, so.
Yeah, I think that you could do just the same.
Yes.
With a lot of it. So
all right, let's get started.
So without further ado, the first one that I wanted to talk about, because we did it last year, the day after the holiday. You made a leftover pie.
Oh my gosh, yes. It was so good.
I was like so blown away with how good it was.
Yes.
And you basically just made a pie crust, right?
Our no fuss pie crust, which is on the website.
And then you just tell us how you like. I'm sure it was pretty like self-explanatory.
I think I just layered what was left. Like there was like a tofurkey, like a roast layer, a mashed potato layer, a stuffing layer. Gravy was probably in there. I think even cranberry sauce was in there.
Definitely was cranberry sauce.
I think the potatoes was the top layer because then I put shredded cheese on it. Mm-hmm. So leave the potatoes for your top layer and then sprinkle some cheese on it. Delicioso.
I was like so blown away with how good it was.
I think the layers were like a roast. We should have taken a picture.
We did.
Did I? Oh, let's look. Oh, it looks like it was cranberry sauce on the bottom. And then probably some turkey or stuffing. And then, like I said, the mashed potatoes was the top layer. And then you put some cheese on it.
And it was just whatever
leftover
cheese
pie
we had in the fridge. I think Daya cheese.
Yeah, whatever cheese. You could also just put the gravy as the like top layer.
The saucy top.
Yeah, over your mashed potatoes. If you don't do cranberry sauce, then you might put some gravy like further down in the pie, just to give the rest of the leftovers a little bit of moisture. But it was really, really good.
But it was a glorious blend of all the flavors.
Oh, look, this one didn't even have, I'm reading your caption. Should have done that first. Didn't even have any roast in it. It was just cranberry sauce, stuffing, and mashed potatoes.
Oh, I thought it had roast in it.
I thought we had roast.
Sworn.
Maybe we did put some. Maybe it was so little that you didn't list it. I don't know. But whatever, because there's some other recipes that we have that are specific to the roast. So if you end up having a lot of sides left over, you can sort of do a leftover pie with your sides. So good.
And maybe that's where we were going. Like, all we have is sides. So let's make a main dish out of sides.
Yeah, something like that.
Boom, leftover pie.
Because it was really good.
Yeah.
The boys are like, Constantine this year is like, make all 10 pounds of potatoes. He would be happy with 10 pounds of potatoes for our family of 4 so that I could make leftover pie.
So that there's, leftover potatoes for these glorious leftovers.
These glorious leftovers. But
all right. So, basically just layer whatever you got.
Yeah.
Whatever sounds good. Put it in a pie crust, bake it. Let it all marinate together. Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
Delish.
The second one is leftover quesadillas.
Yes.
Which is kind of the same idea.
Yeah, it is.
And what might you put in those?
So you could take the roast and just do roast and shreds. And that would be super easy.
Roast and cheese shreds.
Yeah, roast and cheese shreds. And then, grill it, pan fry it, microwave it, whatever you want. But I think it could be really fun to do like mashed potatoes and stuffing, and then you dunk it in gravy. Something like that could be really tasty. If you have enough roast to go around, you could do roast and one of the sides, and then you can dunk it in like the gravy or the cranberry sauce, like you would a quesadilla and salsa, but you do it in the gravy or the cranberry sauce.
Oh, that would be good.
Although a mashed potato quesadilla with like cheese shreds in it, dunked in salsa, is also good, because one of our leftover suggestions is potato tacos, and we've done that in salsa plenty of times.
So let's jump ahead and talk about potato tacos.
Okay, yeah. Potato tacos is something your auntie taught us, because your family runs like 50 deep, or used to run that deep at your grandpa's house for the holidays. And so there's massive amounts of food. There's always a ton of mashed potatoes left over. And she just did the corn tortillas and put some mashed potatoes in it, and then folded it or rolled it and would fry them.
Like deep fry
them, yeah. Really delicious. And then one of the things that I like to do sometimes is add a little bit of cheese and or jalapenos in there, or in New Mexico, the green chili. Mix some green chili into your mashed potatoes and then put it in your potato taco and fry it up. You could probably figure out baking them. I think we've baked them before, trying not to deep fry, and we've done the air fryer before as well. And then we dunk that in, like we said, it's good in the salsa too. But you could also just go with gravy again. Just make yourself some extra gravy.
You could dip it in anything.
Anything, yeah. Queso, salsa, gravy. The green chili you have left over, if there's any green chili left over from your holiday meal. Yeah. Yep.
And it's such a simple thing that I never thought of until...
Yeah, and it was really good. It's really tasty. Sometimes when we just have random mashed potatoes left over, I'll make potato tacos for us the next day, just because I know everybody likes it. And so it doesn't have to be just a holiday leftover if you
right.
just randomly. But we like mashed potatoes.
A lot of these don't have to be holiday leftovers. Just if you have any leftovers. Kind of go good together.
Yeah. So quesadilla, taco, and a pie. You can try any of your leftovers in these forms as well.
Yeah. And we've got a couple more along these lines. Yeah. So another one is leftover pizza.
Yeah, the leftover. I'm excited to try this one because we looked this up. We found this one on Pinterest, but I'm super excited for it. And I think the way that I would do it is I would treat either the gravy or the cranberry sauce as the pizza sauce. Or you could like spread your mashed potatoes and then do the gravy. Your stuffing could be spread out like sausage crumbles are spread out. You know what I mean? Yeah, things like that. Or green bean casserole in the pizza as like the base of the pizza because that's I think of like something saucy,
what is saucy?
As the bottom. So like your green bean casserole and then your roast shreds or whatever's leftover roast things. And then I think stuffing on the pizza would be really delicious.
Yeah, because I love different kinds of pizzas like where instead of pizza sauce you put barbecue sauce and then you put like some type of chicken meat and you make like a barbecue chicken pizza.
Yes.
Or, along those lines.
Yeah.
I like to do the Alfredo
breakfast pizza. The broccoli Alfredo pizza we've done before. Super good.
So I like to explore different things like that. So this is a new one. Like, we could do gravy instead of pizza sauce and then things that go good with it. So.
And then you could do, you could also like plop the cranberry sauce. We make a homemade cranberry sauce, so it's not like the jellied from a can, but you can plop the cranberry sauce around like they do the mozzarella balls, like the fresh mozzarella. You can plop that around, So anyway.
That would be good too.
Yeah.
All right. And then another one. Another repackaging is leftover egg rolls.
Oh my, yes. This one, have we done this? Did I do this one year and the Pinterest reminded me? Or
maybe because you've done so many different kinds of egg rolls.
I have. So probably I did. And again, you just take whatever leftovers sound good to you, put it in a wrapper, an egg roll wrapper. Just make sure it's vegan.
And I think the brand is, I was going to say Nasoya.
Nasoya or something brand, like that is vegan. And I can pretty consistently find that at Walmart's in Albuquerque in town. So hopefully it'll be kind of easy to find. If you can't find the egg roll wrappers, you could try but you can find the wonton wrappers. As recently that brand's wonton wrappers are now vegan also. So you could make like little leftover ragoons instead of those cream cheese and crab ragoons that used to be like my favorite thing at those restaurants. You can make a leftover one and you could just whatever sounds good, green bean casserole, and you can mix green bean casserole and potatoes, throw that in there, some roast. You can do sweet and savory with like the stuffing and the cranberry sauce. I mean, your fillings are just sort of whatever you have and whatever sounds good to you. And then cheese. We don't usually have anything very cheesy on the holidays, but adding cheese to a lot of these is a good go. A good idea. Okay.
All right. And then this one we haven't done yet, but looks like a wonderful idea. We haven't done this with leftovers, but we've done this with 500 other things. Is what we're calling cruffins. And so, because the Pillsbury Crescent rolls and lots of other brands too are accidentally vegan. So we like to get those and roll different things in them.
Inside of them,
You can do like Smart Dogs, or for breakfast we'll do like apples.
That's one of
apple
our
slices with cinnamon, or you'll do like pumpkin pasties with them.
Yes.
Like I said, 500 things probably we've put in these crescent rolls.
Mummy dogs at Halloween.
Yeah. So, but then we thought, just put leftovers in
leftovers.
them.
And so you'll take the crescent roll and put it in a muffin tin. Instead of rolling everything up in it, you put it down in a muffin tin. And so the three corners sort of sit out of the muffin tin. And then you fill it whatever you want, your leftovers, and then you fold the edges back over, and it makes like it's a crescent roll muffin, a cruffin.
Hence the
word leftover cruffins.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is especially if you don't have any leftover rolls.
Yes.
Because we like rolls, you know.
Yes, we do.
The bread. So if you don't have any of that, this adds that bread touch back into your meal.
Yes. And then you can dunk it in the gravy or you can pour some gravy over it and eat it with like a fork or whatever. Yes.
All right. That's our last. Maybe it's not our last. But I was just, these are all like just different ways of, like I said, repackaging. Like, put it in an egg roll wrapper, put it in a pizza.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. We have some other like fresher ideas too. So a newer idea that's not just rolling it in something different is green bean casserole fritters.
Yes. And this was a friend of the very close friend of the family. She used to do this when I was growing up. And she would take the green bean casserole and mashed potatoes and mix them together and make a little fritter out of them and pan fry them and fry them up a little bit. And they're very, very tasty.
And you've totally done these before.
Have. But see, it's also now it's rare to be able to even get to do those because everybody just likes the green bean casserole on its own. Like that doesn't get old for our family. Like we run out of the green bean casserole before I can make these fritters now.
Yeah. We can't make a big enough pan to have leftovers.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And if you can't tell, we clearly love green bean casserole. I think we've said that at least 48 times in this episode already.
Yeah, that is green bean casserole stuffing and a homemade roll is probably my favorite part of the holiday meals.
Yeah. So if you're wondering, if you haven't tuned in before, that recipe is on our website. We'll link it in the show notes.
Yes.
Because it's like a major staple.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
For us. All right. So another one that may be kind of obvious, but maybe not, is Tofurkey Salad. I just say Tofurkey. It could be any brand.
It's basically
whatever, vegan roast you make. Yeah. If you've got leftovers of that, you can make a salad with it.
Yes. I wish I had my grandma's recipe because I don't ever remember the first time I remember having turkey salad after a holiday was at my grandparents' house in Maryland when I was kind of like tweens, I think, which is a long time, I think, to go without turkey salad after a holiday because I feel like that's one of the first things you do, But I wish I had her recipe because I remember it being so, so good. But I think it was pretty simple. It was just like mayonnaise, celery, I don't know what else.
Spices.
Probably spices of some sort. I don't know. Maybe she didn't even do that because the turkey was so flavorful. I don't remember. I don't know. But anyway.
It might just be the comfort and joy of Grandma's house. Can't replicate that.
That's probably it. But anyway, the turkey salad.
Yeah, because we're talking about like salad that you put on sandwiches and stuff like that. We're not saying like the green salad and sprinkle.
Yeah. Although you could do
that.
You
could do that.
You could do that. And you know what would probably be good? A pecan apple roast salad. Like you take apples and pecans and your roast and you put that over some greens. That could be a good like green salad.
Absolutely.
And I would say with like a sweet dressing. I think that'd be really good. Maybe you could like thin out your cranberry sauce and make it into a dressing.
Oh. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Use the cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And you could, instead of thinning it with water, you could thin it with like orange juice. And
so
just.
it gets that little acidity.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Or if
it's already really tart, just water.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I make dressings with fruit and red wine vinegar, and it makes like a fruit vinaigrette.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would be too acidic. Acidic-y, I was gonna say. Because the cranberries are pretty tart. So
But yeah, you could thin out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea. There you go, a green salad. Not just a repackage or coated in mayo.
Right. Good call.
What else?
So we've also got Tofurkey shepherd's pie.
Oh, yes. I think this would be so good. Yeah. If you take the roast and then just layer it, add a bunch of vegetables, top it with some mashed potatoes, and there you go.
And what kind of crust would you use for that?
So shepherd's pie traditionally doesn't have a crust.
Oh, well, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just in a pie pan. and it's the vegan version is lentils and mixed veggies and a topping of mashed potatoes. Okay. So you would basically just, instead of doing the lentils, you would put your leftover roasts. And then if you wanted, you could just do fresh vegetables or the frozen mixed vegetables or whatever. But if you had, you could do a leftover shepherd's pie also.
Right.
Where you layer your sides, leaving it, and it just doesn't have the pie crust. You don't have to make a crust.
Okay.
So instead of leftover pie, it's like a leftover shepherd's pie.
Okay.
So.
So any variation.
Yes.
This is kind of like our cooking a lot of times. Just throw whatever sounds good together.
Yeah.
And then it's probably going to be good.
Yeah. I kind of cook that way a lot. I just did that recently and everybody loved it.
Yeah, just friendly reminder for people. Cooking is not like baking.
Right.
Where baking is a science. You need the chemical reactions, so you need a recipe.
Yeah.
Or, you need some tried and true things like that. Cooking, you don't need.
It's more like an art.
It's not as precise. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, baking is more of a science.
Yeah, and you can have your cooking art be like Jackson Pollock, where you just throw stuff in a pan and see how it comes out.
There you go.
It doesn't, if you think, the thing with it's the flavors, and sometimes you're not sure about how the flavors are going to go, and that's trial and error with your own taste buds and your family taste buds. I was really surprised in our leftover pie that all of the cranberry sauce, stuffing, mashed potato, roast went so well, and then we topped it with cheese and it took it to the next level. I was really surprised at that combination, but now I'm convinced. So we encourage you to be your own cooking artist.
There you go. So another idea is you can make enchiladas.
Yeah.
With the leftover roast.
Roast, yes.
So if you've got a whole lot of it left over, a lot of times people will make chicken enchiladas or beef enchiladas. Right. Just make them with the leftover roast that you've got.
Yeah. Now I will say a lot of these are using the roast. And a lot of the roasts on the market are not very big. So people are probably like, how much roast do y'all cook? Sometimes the roast doesn't go as long as the sides do, depending on how much we cook. But one year we scored the largest vegan roast I've ever seen on the market so far. And there was a lot of, and I think we scored it last year in 2020, right? It was yeah. And so, pandemic and all of that stuff and some other things resulted in our family of 4 being just us instead of your siblings and my mom and brother. Instead of our families being with us as well, it was just the 4 of us. And so we had the largest roast we've ever had before for just the 4 of us.
And it was the All Vegetarian Inc. brand.
Yes.
This roast is huge.
Oh my gosh. So it's seriously the largest vegan roast I've ever seen.
We were making Tofurkey Salad.
Yeah, we were rolling in roast last year.
That's where we were making all this stuff.
Yeah, we were rolling in it last year.
Yeah, but I also think for some people, if you just have 2 people for dinner and you make the Tofurkey roast, you're gonna have a lot left over.
Yeah. So just if you got plenty of roast, you can try some amount of a few of these
some
anyway.
Of these things. Yeah. So with the enchiladas, you could just make them however you'd make them.
Yeah.
If you're like us and you do chili for the holiday, then you'll have chili. You might have leftover chili for the enchiladas too. That's where my brain was going. If we got a lot of leftover roast, we got a lot of leftover chili. Let's make enchiladas.
Enchiladas, yes, exactly. Just make a pot of cheese sauce, which that recipe is also on the website, and then get some tortillas, and you're good to go.
All right. So then another idea, biscuit sandwich or a sliders.
Sliders, yes. Do some sliders. And so you can get, there might be a Hawaiian roll that's vegan now, but typically they're not. The King Hawaii brand is not vegan, no. But that kind of little sandwich thing is typically what they use for sliders. So you can get something like that. You could do the brown and serve rolls. Those are smaller, but they're very tasty. Or you could just make a batch of biscuits and then throw together some kind of little leftover Sammy. Delish.
All right, so this one I thought was interesting. We haven't tried it yet, but I'm very intrigued. Is what we're calling Thanksgiving stuffed shells.
Oh, yes. I was like, wait a minute.
Tell me more.
Yes, tell me more. I guess you could extend it to a lasagna, too.
Right, because it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, just different presentation. So basically the recipe was like you just take your jumbo shells and you boil them like you normally would, and you stuff them with your leftovers, and instead of spaghetti sauce, you can cover it with gravy. I mean, like, delicious.
So it's like, mashed potatoes, stuffing, whatever, in the shells. They're literally stuffed with stuffing.
Yes. That's my kind of pasta. Pasta stuffed with stuffing? Count me in. Yes.
Top it with gravy instead of... Yeah, it was...
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yep, that's what...
I hear you. Okay.
I know. One of your sisters who loves my stuffed shells is like, what? She like perked up. Huh?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what we're having on Friday?
Friday? Yeah. Is that Friday's dinner? So, yeah, I would say with the lasagna, you could do the same kind of deal. Just layer it inside the pasta.
Exactly.
Okay.
So another idea is stuffing hush puppies.
Oh, yes. I want to do that this year.
So we need to make a whole lot of stuffing.
Because I love hush puppies. Like, oh my gosh, I love hush puppies. So stuffing hush puppies.
And what do? You just like...
I think you
form them into balls and
cook
them,
fry
or
them?
air fry them, or bake them.
That's
the crispy crunch.
Yeah. That's what I would try. That's what I would do.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah. If you need them like a little wet instead of, because sometimes the hush puppy batter it's not super stiff. And so if your stuffing is stiff, you can mix a little gravy in just to soften it enough to in little balls.
Okay.
But you might not even need to do that.
All right. Well,
and then dunk in gravy.
I think that we might have some stuffed shells and hush puppies
on Friday.
That might be what we do.
Yes.
All right. And then we've got one more idea, which, full disclosure, we haven't tried this yet, but I am intrigued. Is a stuffing breakfast skillet.
Oh, yes. Because we found this one. And it's like, where the skillet, the cast iron skillet, and you put the stuffing in it, and then people crack an egg in it, and then they bake it. So it bakes the egg on the stuffing. Clearly, we're vegan. We're not going to be doing that. So I was playing around with how could we veganize it, and we were thinking maybe our eggy tofu with the egg sauce,
right,
on top.
Yeah, and so that's the recipe is called Fried Eggs Vegan Side Up.
Oh, sweet.
On our website. Like it. And that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, you'd put the egg white on top of the stuffing, and then pour the quote unquote egg yolk.
Yeah.
That you can make.
The eggy sauce on top.
That sounds interesting. I also thought it would be interesting to do it that way, in the cast iron skillet or whatever baking dish you have, and then just pour just egg.
Oh, yes.
In it and bake it, because the just egg bakes up really nicely.
Yes,
we found out.
Yeah. With our breakfast pizza.
Yeah. So that could be really interesting to do also.
I think so too. Your face.
So.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted. That might be Friday morning.
I'm just a little like, what if I hate the combination of stuffing and egg? But I don't think I will. Clearly people like it.
You're
it's a thing
breakfast
on Pinterest.
person.
I know. That's why I'm like, no, I think I'm going to be into it.
Yeah. I think so too. And we love just eggs. So
yeah. And we love our vegan fried egg thing.
Yeah. It's almost like a leftover huevos rancheros. Because because we like green chili on our vegan eggs.
I was going to say on our everything.
On our everything, yeah. And I feel like you could even put green chili on there. Because I bet you could. Because green chili on stuffing, because you do green chili on mashed potatoes, and sometimes it bleeds into your stuffing, and it's just fine. So
I put it on stuffing on purpose.
Oh, I haven't watched you make a plate in a while, I guess. not bad.
Well, I drenched the mashed potatoes with it and then, purposely let it blend into everything else.
Yeah.
I don't totally cover the entire plate with it because sometimes I want to taste the roast or a little stuffing without chili. But I thought the same thing, like totally put green chili on it. There's leftover.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm intrigued by that. I think we need to give it a try soon. We need to give it a go and see how it goes.
All right.
So we'll have to follow up.
Okay.
All right. And so that's it for our list of leftover ideas for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, package them any kind of way you want. Any wonderful ideas you have, just roll with it because it's hard to go wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I have totally gone wrong in the kitchen before. But it's funny. Sometimes I go wrong and I'm just like, I hate it. It's awful. I'm not going to eat it. And then you eat it and you're like, it's fine. It's good. Mm-hmm. It could be better, but it's fine. And I'm like, I'm not eating it. So it can happen. But with your leftover stuff, you have a good base because everything is delicious individually.
You've already taste tested.
You've already taste tested your ingredients that you're now making repackaging or making new stuff with.
There you go.
So you're already off to a good start. So go ahead and experiment.
Yeah.
Be that artist in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. And let us know if you try any of these or if you have other ideas. We would love to hear from you. Mm-hmm. Please reach out and let us know how it went, what you liked or what you didn't like. As always, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. We release new episodes every 2 weeks. You can always email us at plantbased@apnm.org. Check out our website, apnm.org/plantbased for classes, recipes, and more resources.
See you in 2 weeks.